I totally resonate with this because I have come to you with a similar problem in my life, right? It's been amazing because there was a time in my life when we used to do turnkey projects. So we used to all design and we used to also execute, you know. And I'm such a bad businessman, I tell you, okay? Because when we were helping them getting the house executed, we used to think that, oh, we are getting a design fees, you know. So it'll be unethical to charge them any more on the execution. Okay. So we used to be such stupid fools that, okay, if you give me like a 10 rupee ka bill, we would pass it to the client that this is 10 rupee ka bill. All right. Now, of course, people work on advances and they need money and all of that. And at times, you know, and in good faith, all right, the clients would say that, Arey Karan, yaar, 10 din mein deta hu na, tu kaam khatam karwa de. Okay. So we'd be like, okay, sure, why not? And this is what I would tell my contractor that, listen, the client will pay, just finish the work. And what happens after that is the client says that, boss, I'm not going to pay for this because I don't like this one little finishing, okay, which is barely a problem, right? Which is something which is going to be hidden. I'm not saying that there's no problem, for example, chalo, okay? It's a hand-done job, okay? There ought to be some or the other, and which we all accept, right? And what happens is that this poor guy is going to turn around and tell me that, sir, हमने आपके कहने पर काम करा. Now you get us the money. And I would feel so bad about it, okay, that, oh, मेरी ज़बान के वजह से he's done the execution. I would pay them from my pocket. Okay, and this is not one project, and I've been such a fool that I would have done that for multiple projects. Okay, not just that, okay, I don't know what the clients think, and which I feel is fair also because it's a generic, that's how the market works. That's how the industry works, perhaps, because they feel that architects get their discounts from everywhere. They get their commissions from everywhere. Okay. Because of a particular contractor or a vendor that I have introduced to them, and if they have faltered, the client has turned around and stopped my payment as well. They've not paid the vendor, but they've not even paid me, you know. And I kept on thinking that how legit is this? Like, you know, this is so stupid, you know. It is like you referring somebody. Okay, you know, it is like you're a matchmaker. You refer to people, okay, and if the marriage goes horribly wrong, they come and sue you. You know, boss, you introduced us. Now you pay the alimony. Okay, it's like that. So it's so stupid, okay? And I used to really get affected by all of this, right? And that is why with all of this, okay, and okay, let's talk about a recent thing that just happened, right? It's so funny, like for an architect, you know this whole story, but this is for everybody else, that for an ex-architect, we did a furniture project, okay, which was based out of Bombay, and we did the whole project for them. There was a problem, okay. We took 80% of our furniture back. We remanufactured everything, okay, and we sent it, okay. And out of the guilt that, oh, because we made a mistake, it has gone delayed and their housewarming is done and all, out of that guilt, we didn't, you know, pressurize the client to pay us beforehand, okay, but we just sent the material. And it was 1 year that we politely kept messaging the client to release a balance payment, and she would just not respond. And this is what I came to you, right? And I have to say that what Zeenat did advise me back then was that I should send a reminder email with the quotation and the balance fees and just tag Zeenat in the CC. And I was like, you know what? This is not going to work because we've sent her so many messages, okay, and not one reply. How is this one email going to like give her that bulb or strike that, okay, let me pay? Anywho, I went to the architect to ask for the client's credentials, and of course I had to tag the architect because he was the medium. Nothing against that person, but he had to be a part of this whole thing, and which he had agreed to as well, you know. But the day I asked for the credentials, the emails and everything, to just send her a reminder email and just using your name, even without sending an email out, the client called in next 10 minutes. Okay. And within a week, our entire payment was cleared. Okay. So this was miracle. Okay. So, so thanks for that, Zeenat. And that is why I felt that it is so important for everybody to know the strength and the power of things being in black and white. I also remember you telling me that the client was easy, that without even sending a notice, she's cleared the payment.
That's right.
But if the client was Teda, that is what you use the word, that if the client was Teda, okay, it'd be a tough time to get money out of them, right? So I want you to tell me, okay, give me like, say, like broad pointers, okay, in general, why should one get this into the practice, no matter if that is your first project or the 100th project that you're working. I want to know from you that what is the importance of signing an agreement or a MOU or whatever.
So, in legal terms, it is very simple. They say that what is written can be read.
Right.
It's very important that, see, when you're getting into a marriage, everything is so nice, right? Both the sides of the family are happy. You are happily married. They go for honeymoon period. That is also great. And then there comes a thing there. And all problems starts. So this is work also is something very similar.
Yeah.
So when you're getting into a marriage, when you're getting into any kind of a new transaction, a new venture, it's very important that you write down what are the intentions from both the sides.
Right.
So if you have that clearly captured, that, this is what the transaction is. These are the rights or duties or the performances which has to come in from either sides. If that is written clearly, and if there is, God forbid, any kind of a dispute, at least you can read what was the intention.
Right.
So it's very important that it is written down, the whole contract is in place. And it's very important that you get a contract made for your transaction. You have a lot of things available online, but that's not for you. It's something like you go and you want to buy a say t-shirt for yourself. You'll just go and pick up randomly anything. No. Will you not just see what is your size, whether it is fitting you? Even if it is a size, say you're a medium size, but you will try that.
Yes.
Because need not be that all medium size t-shirts will fit you.
I agree.
It becomes very important that you get your contracts drafted according to your transaction, so that it is written down. And if there is a dispute and if you land up in the courts, at least there is, that can be read, that what was the intention. And then it becomes easier for you to protect your own hard-earned money.
Right.
So, you have to get your transactions written on the piece of paper with the clear intentions of working from both the sides.
So, right, that point when you said that there shouldn't be that the client says that the work is incomplete. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the main... It's like the Brahmastra that they have,
Yeah.
Like, for example, one fingerprint here and they'll say, यहाँ पर एक fingerprint है, मैं तुम्हारे 10,000 रुपए नहीं दूंगी.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you do then? Because like the claims are really stupid.
Yeah.
If you go to see, again, due respect, okay, I'm not saying that all our service providers are great and we do great job or whatever, okay. I'm sure there are mistakes and somebody has to be accountable for it. Okay. So I'm not going there, but I'm saying that, your hard earned money where you've given it to the client's satisfaction.
Yeah.
Okay. But even then, just to like randomly cut your payment, how they would come up with a thing, अरे ये बराबर नहीं, हम आपके पैसे नहीं देंगे.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Because if MSME is going to go and ask them, and if you as a client say that अरे हमने तो इतना सब बोला था, देखो इतना सब खराब करके भेजा है उन्होंने, हम नहीं दे रहे इसके लिए, तो what is the way out in that?
Then it's easier to go to the commercial courts.
Fair enough.
you have a mediation process over there also.
Okay, got it.
So then you might as well go there and, with the mediation process, what we have seen is that generally 50% of your payments come in at the stage of notice.
I agree.
Then there are 25% of the payments come in at the stage of mediation.
Right.
So, so you have a good chance of recovering the money without even going to the courts.
Right.
So don't let your hard-earned money go.
Right.
Take that one step and go for mediation. And it would be over there, the department also helps you.
Right.
With what is to be filled, how it is to be written. They help you. So you can just file for a mediation process, which is not expensive, and call for a mediation. The other side comes in, and if there is a mediation that happens, you'll get your money.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah,
This is such a sigh of relief. Okay, now tell me something. How easy it is, Like, say, for example, okay, there are two things. Just the another thing is from the client's perspective, which I'd want to come back. Now, most of the times, like so many cases are not filed. Okay, people don't file an FIR thinking कि अरे पुलिस सुनेगी नहीं या तो हमारे पर ही भारी पड़ेगा. Or say, if the client is a very, he knows people and he's very well connected, okay, most of the times people are just in that fear that अरे यार हमको इस चक्कर में नहीं पड़ना, छोड़ो 5 लाख गए तो गए, उसके चक्कर में 5-6 महीने हमको भागा दौड़ी हो जाएगी, उतने में हम लोग कमा लेंगे ये पैसे. That's what people think in general. Although I have started to challenge my fears in this case, and that's how I got in touch with you to to finally, after 1 year, I spoke to you 6 months ago as well,
Yeah.
But it took me 6 months to come to a level that, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm not going to be a fool again. Okay. Even if I lose out on the money, at least I know that I've tried to get my hard-earned money out of there, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right. So, what do you have to say to people who fear this? Yaar, I may not be able to fight this person, or he's an industry giant in his whatever. He has 10 lawyers sitting in his office who will come and sue my case. Screw my case or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So, what do you do in that case?
I think having that kind of faith and listening, to people. See, somebody who has heard you, that you have got your monies back,
Yeah.
people would get that kind of courage to take this step. So legal system is for you.
Right.
If
Right.
they have 10 lawyers, they would have the biggest lawyer that would come to the court. But what is important is that the monies have to be paid. So what is there on the paper, then of course that's the time you would require a lawyer.
Right.
And if your case is presented where it is clearly shown that this is what I have done, these are my services, these are my papers to support what I have done, this is amount which is paid, this is pending, and I'm an MSME, so I am eligible to 24% of rate of interest because that's a clause on my invoice. There are orders where you get your principal money with 24% interest. So
Wow.
the system is for you.
Right.
Don't get scared. Take that step.
So I don't need to really worry about who's going to be sitting in front of me.
Yes.
I just have to take that leap of faith if my paperwork is strong.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yes.
everything boils down to
Yes.
things being in black and white
Yes.
and documenting everything.
Yes.
If that is strong, I don't really need to worry about anyone who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And I can at least work towards at least trying to get my money out of those people.
And this takes you back to your first question about your contract.
Right.
So if my
Right.
contract was there, if
Yeah.
that is in place, I'm saying this is I'm going to do, this is what the payments are going to be coming.
Right.
And I've done my work now. This is my support.
Right.
So it's very clear.
Wow.
Not so complex.
It's not so complex. I agree. I agree.
I think law is the simplest thing.
Come again.
See, it is simple if you just look at it, because it just works on the paper. Unfortunately for us, our house is not in order. And we feel that there is no help. We don't have legal system for us. Unfortunately, our house is not in order. If you get that in order, then you will find things very simple.
Wow.
It's-
like you're the first person in my life also, not that I've spoken to a lot of lawyers, but you're the first person to tell me that law is very simple. I'd really like to believe in it.
Yes, I think it's really, and you get your monies back, and you have that kind of an assurance that systems are there and it's working.
Right.